You're listening to the Off Your Flosser podcast. This episode was originally going to be number 26 next week, but it is too good. We're going to drop it this week as number 25. There is some bonus content on our Facebook page where we did a live event. Go check that out when you get a chance. Guys, thank you so much for listening, and please let us know what you think about this episode. It's going to be a good one. Thank you.
Hey everybody, this is Carlos and Sandy Lee, and you're listening to the Off Your Flosser podcast. We're here to rock your world.
Thanks for listening, everybody. And go floss yourselves.
Thanks everybody. Now go floss yourself. What's up, people? It's Sandy Lee. Carlos over there. Oh yeah.
How is everyone out in Oifland?
All four of you. Or maybe five now. You never know.
If Oifland was a place, where would it be?
I mean, its own island, obviously.
You think? I'm thinking more like the Bavarian Alps. Oifland.
Like where they have Ricola.
Is that Bavarian? Or is that more like Swiss?
Oh, I have no idea. I
mean, how many Alps can there be? It's probably the same.
I'm just talking mountains.
It's probably the same Alps, but just in different countries.
Yeah, sure. So I'm sure they have Ricola everywhere.
I think I need to buy a globe and do some research.
I have a globe. I should probably look at it sometime.
So what do we got going on today? I think we have a special guest coming in today, right?
Heck yes. We've got Jessica Tanzel. She's from Tasmania. Just kidding. Is that like, I wonder if Tasmania, isn't it near Australia? So would she talk like, "Good day, mate.
Isn't it?
Let's put another shrimp on the barbie."
Isn't it an island off of Australia?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, but they probably still have the same accent, you think?
I would hope so.
We'll have to ask her. She doesn't know.
She's going to be like, that's not what I'm here. She does have, it is an island off the southern coast of Australia, off of Melbourne.
See, I knew something. Yeah. Something. So Jessica is a hygienist, like the two of us, and moi, yes, si, I mean, oui, dang it, French, Spanish, whatever. And so she has a special talent that kind of coincides with what we were talking about last week. Remember when we were talking about the Ouija boards and doody, you know, all that stuff. And like spooky stuff.
Creepy things.
Well, Jessica dabbles in this world of Twilight. I mean, zone of Twilight.
Does she dabble, or is she a practitioner? Because dabble could be me, you know? A practitioner.
Right, like you use a Ouija board and
they know what they're doing. Yeah. I don't mess with them, dude. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I've never touched one, and it's kind of like, it gives you the heebie-jeebie type thing. Like, I just can't do it. I don't know. And we talked about you believe in ghosts and all that stuff. And for me, the jury's out. I forget.
Did I say I believed? I said I didn't. I wasn't sure.
Okay, so we're both kind of agnostic when it comes to the demons and
on the fence
spirits world.
But, you know, if there's good, then there's got to be bad. And that's what creeps me out.
Oh, yeah. And if you're, like, religious, I mean, the Bible talks about, like, demons and stuff. Yeah. So, you know, what's up now?
I saw a couple demons at Walmart last week.
Oh, I don't.
In the shoe
I don't
department.
doubt that. Were they at least wearing pants?
Sort of. I'll say this.
Daisy Dukes.
I'm not going to go into details, but spandex ain't for everybody.
No, and have you seen that shirt that says leggings are not pants?
He looked horrible.
Oh boy. Yeah, but that's Walmart. I mean, that's what you get for going there. We try not to go there.
He looked horrible? Come on.
Yeah.
No? Nothing? Okay.
No, I mean, because we see lots of bikers. Spandex is, the thing.
These were just fat guys, fat lumpy guys.
They had ripples everywhere.
Yeah.
So I used to work
size,
at 7.
Folks. Dress your size. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Dress your size. Yes. I worked at 7-Eleven a long time ago in Virginia Beach, and every Saturday there was like this bike riding club that would come in and get their drinks and stuff, and they would wear the clappy shoes that hook into the pedals and stuff like that. They'd clack, clack, clack across the floor, and they always had spandex.
Not bikers, but bicyclists.
Yes. cyclists
Okay.
with their spandex
Yeah.
junk drawer, like everything.
Aerodynamic helmets.
Yeah. Oh,
Those
yeah.
shorts are
So
padded,
I'm
though.
like,
You know that, right?
yeah, they not from the front.
Like,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they had padding in there.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
know.
padding for the undercarriage. You know, for the.
Well, I know, like I could see on the buttocks area. Not that I was looking, but I mean,
like in the
I mean, okay, I was looking.
the intracrotchal
you know.
area. I don't know if that's a accurate term, but
is it intra? Yeah, it's intertaintal.
we get the picture.
Yeah, let's
we know.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, the moral of the story is tons of guys in spandex that probably needed, I don't know, a cod piece or some sort of thing, so I didn't have to see it. I mean, I saw like sizes. I don't need to see that.
Wow. Yeah,
Like,
that's too much detail, son.
Right, yeah. So anyway, Jessica is a medium. Not a large, not a small, but a medium. I also wear medium shirts, so we have something in common. I mean, I don't think it means the same thing.
Remember that medium that I was working with at the Punchline that I told you about?
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying,
Cindy?
oh, yeah.
Cindy Kazin?
Yeah.
Well, when the manager calls me, she goes, Carlos, I have this lady who I need a clean comic to open for her. I go, who is she? She goes, she's a medium. I'm like, I don't care what her size is.
Right.
Because I'm a 2XL. So she's like, you're an idiot. Beat here 7:30.
Yeah, I figure since she's in the lighthearted group, I put everything in my life out there. So for her to read me would just be all she'd have to do is scroll through my posts. So I figured, why doesn't she read you? I mean, if that's what they call it. Do they call it reading? I don't know. I guess we can ask her because I don't know.
Don't know. Okay.
Yeah. So what do you think? Are you game for that?
All right. Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Let's see what skeletons you have in your closet. I know.
That's so dumb. It's funny.
I'll just stop.
All right.
All right. So, are you ready for her?
Yes. Let's get her on the line.
Are you ready for this?
Miss Jessica.
All right. Cool.
Tanzel.
And here we go. So, Carlos, do you just want to get on into it?
Yeah. Jessica, say your last name for us, will you?
Tanzel.
Okay.
Oh, I said Tanzel. I was being fancy.
She Frenched it up a little bit, you know.
It is French, and
boom.
Half of us say Tanzel, and the other half say Tanzel. So I know.
We decided.
Welcome to my family.
We decided that you're from Tasmania.
Oh, perfect.
That doesn't even make sense now, does it?
No, not at all. We jumped to conclusions here at OIF.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I apologize.
So where are you from?
So I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
Not Louisville or Louisville.
Oh, no.
Louisville.
Like
you got marbles in your mouth. Yes, I've heard that before. Okay. Cool.
Yes. In fact, our shirts, if you go down to like the visitor center, will have 5 different pronunciations of Louisville on there. Louisville.
And that's the official.
That's
Louisville.
the official.
Got it.
If you're from here, it's Louisville. Yes.
Louisville.
If you're not from here, it'll be one of the other pronunciations.
I say Louisville.
Louisville. Yeah.
Yes. When I lived in Pittsburgh and I said I'm from Louisville, they were like, I'm sorry, where? And I said Louisville. And they were like, oh, okay, great.
They were like, pardon me?
Yeah, right.
Awesome. So,
can you spell that for us? No.
how did you get into? Well, first off, tell us a little bit about yourself. What is it? Well, you're a hygienist, and you have some special skills that make it
a certain set of skills.
So, actually, yes, I'm a dental hygienist. I've been doing dental hygiene for 13 years.
Clinical?
I expected the clinical hygiene for 13 years.
Nice.
Love it. I love the company I work for, and I've been with them since I got out of hygiene school, although
Sweet.
I've worked in private practice as well, and moved from Kentucky to California for a couple of years at some point.
Wow.
I know, which I love
That's
California,
nice.
but I love hygiene. So Louisville is right on the edge of Indiana, so I actually work in Indiana. which is where my office is. So I drive over to
Dodge
Indiana
those taxes.
every day.
I like your style.
Something.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just guessing. I don't know.
I'm not quite sure if it's better or worse,
I don't
but
know.
I like the office I'm at.
As long as you like it, that's the bottom line.
Right.
Hopefully the IRS isn't listening. Oh, well, there's only like 4 people
It's not
listening,
likely.
so we're good.
So I actually got into dental hygiene after deciding that I should have a career other than going to school for musical theater. So I'm a singer, actor, dancer, and I still do that.
Ooh,
Snap.
That's what's
So
up.
that's my other skill. I actually just had a singing competition this past weekend and got second place.
Nice.
Classic Broadway. So
Little
it had to
Annie.
be classic Broadway, and it had to be before 1970.
Oh, wow.
And of course, I'm picking songs, and I'm like, damn it, before 1970.
So what was it? What'd you sing?
I sang actually from a show called On the Town I Can Cook Too, which had nothing to do with cooking. It's a really fun song. And then from How to Succeed in Business, I sang Happy to Keep His Dinner Warm, which is a very 1950s housewife.
Sounds like
I
it.
really am happy to keep his dinner warm.
Sounds amazing.
Right,
I put a
yes.
nice sarcastic spin on it.
You know,
So.
there
Very
you go.
nice.
So.
Do you
Very
feel
cool.
like giving us a little snippet?
Oh, sure, if you would like.
I would
Which
Yeah,
one
no,
would you
we
like?
could do
How
anything.
I
about-
want to hear. I want to hear
Okay.
this dinner crap.
You want the
one.
dinner one? Okay. You might like the other one better, but I'll do that one. So
Okay.
I'll be so happy to keep his dinner warm while he goes onward and upward. Happy to keep his dinner warm till he comes wearily home from downtown.
Wow.
So that was my second song. So
Very cool.
the other one was very jazzy, so lots of fun. That's my passion, and I didn't really think I would do anything other than dental hygiene once I got into hygiene. And so I'm now a dental hygienist / psychic medium, which was a surprise.
Awesome.
And I've known for about 9.5, almost 10 years that I was a medium, and it just happened to me. So shocking.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And your singing was too, but it cut out at the end, so I couldn't applaud.
Oh, darn.
I got it.
Thank you.
I got it on the recording.
As long as Carlos got it, we're good.
Yeah, no, that
I'll
was awesome.
Do it.
I'm always willing to sing. I love to sing. I
that's-
love performing.
That's awesome.
Me too. Me too. I'm a bit of a jokester. I don't sing.
Perfect.
I don't sing. But
I sing, but I'm no good. Same thing with dancing.
yeah.
Hey, yes. You're a great dancer.
Oh, thanks.
You know, I got the chance to work with Cindy Kaza, who's a medium.
Yes.
And a couple times here in Atlanta. And the first time we met, I introduced myself and what do you want me to say? And I did 10 minutes of material and then introduced her, and then she did her thing. About the second half of her routine, she guessed some stuff about me. And it kind of freaked me out. You know what I'm saying? Just how accurate it was is what it was.
Yeah.
And then she was hitting other people and guessing. You know, I don't want to say guessing. That's not the right word. But you know what I'm saying. Figuring out what it is that they were, there to hear. And some people were getting emotional. But it literally gave me the chills. It made the hair on my arms stand up. And so, yeah, no pressure. If you want to later on, if you want to, use me for whatever. But
what do you call it, Jessica? Do you call it reading people, or I don't know? What do you call it?
So I do, I call them sessions, or I call it reading.
Okay.
Yeah, both. And I always tell people, there's the psychic side of things, which really connects in with you and what's going on with you. Mm-hmm. There's the medium side of things where I connect in with people who have passed. And that's really how it started with me. I was taking a shower and I just had this random thought of, Jessica, tell your mom I love her and I'm sorry I wasn't there for her. And I was like, that's a really weird way to think to yourself.
Right.
And then I knew who it was and what had happened. So I called my mom and I was like, hey, this happened.
Wow. So what did your mom say?
She said, I got that message 5 years ago from a friend of ours in town that's a psychic that she's really good friends with. She said, but I thought it was from my brother Mike. I said, no, it was definitely from your cousin Mark, who had passed tragically while they were not really speaking. So it was a really healing message for her.
Wow,
she passed tragically 8 months later, so it was just perfect timing.
Oh, wow.
Right.
So
Yeah.
this week is her 9-year anniversary of us losing her.
I'm sorry to hear
So
that.
thank you. And it's brought a lot of healing to me, so that's why I do this.
Sure.
I have not seen Cindy in person, but I do follow her on Facebook and love seeing the work that she does. And I love working with other mediums. I feel like
there were several in the audience that night.
Yeah.
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 Like friends of hers,
And
I guess.
Trust me, we love it too.
Yeah.
We love getting readings too.
And I got to be honest with you, I was not a non-believer, but not a believer. I was just kind of there, I was a believer.
A believer.
Get
Justin
it?
Believer.
Okay, all right, never mind. Smart. They're not all gems.
Moving on.
They're not all gems. But when she figured that out, I was like, there's no way she could have known.
Yeah.
Is that a routine thing? Does that happen a lot to you?
To where people are surprised?
Where you're just so accurate and so dead on, where they just kind of don't know what to say?
And then sometimes, it's different for everybody. You've got people who have passed who weren't big talkers, and they will come through and they are not big talkers. I'm like, this is a man of very few words.
That'll be John
now. And then you've got people who they will be very opinionated, so their personality comes through. And I always tell people, hey, they're going to tell me, things about them that only you recognize. I don't know your family. I mean, the thing is with Sandy, I do know things about Sandy. I don't know her family that's passed, but I know things about her. So when they bring through messages, I'd be like, oh yeah, I know this. I do know this. Things about you, Carlos, I don't know things about you. So that I agree with Sandy that it would be better, to read you, because it would be more believable for you and other people that you and I haven't ever communicated together.
Yeah, no.
But, yeah, so they bring through, I tell people when they sit in front of me, they have their own agenda. They decide who's going to come through. They keep those personalities. So those people that, have that dominant personality and are like, hey, I'm going first, they're always going to go first. Or
that would be me.
I know. That would be me. Oh, I got it. Yeah. Or you have people who are like, no, honey, you go first. I'll stand back. They're still going to be that way. They still have that sweet persona. But they know what you want and they know what you need. They're going to give you what you need. They also know, what you've been asking for, which is sometimes part of what you need. But they're going to give you, so I don't always get names. Sometimes names come up all the time. But they will give me descriptions. They'll tell me how they've passed. They'll give me things about their personality, memories, items, things that you will know. Now, sometimes people will tell me, okay, I'm still, in between a couple people. Okay, don't tell me anything. I don't want you to tell me anything because I want you to know that I got that information from them. Right. That's important to me. I'd much rather you just sit and say, yes, I understand, maybe, or no, than tell me everything. If you want to add, oh, I understand that means this, that's great. And sometimes I'll be like, why are they showing me that you are, I can't remember what came up the other day, but that you're wearing the color red. I don't know. There are different things that come up and they'll be like, oh, that's because yesterday this happened. I do mentor other mediums. And just the other day, she was doing a reading on me and she asked me a question and I said, I don't know. You tell me, you're doing the reading. And she said, your boyfriend is so supportive that he's your number one fan. So I go do the competition the other night and we're going to bed and he says, I'm your number one fan. This happens within hours. So sometimes it's verbatim things that they will say will come up, which is really neat too. And I love when that happens. That's one of my favorites because they can get so specific. They use my vocabulary. So there's that part of it too. So if there's something they're trying to show me that's not in my vocabulary or that I don't recognize, that can make it hard because I have to figure it out. I have to talk my way through it. Whereas maybe
Right.
the medium next to me is like, oh, I've seen that before. I know exactly what that is.
Interesting.
Right.
So they have to use what's already in my head. So it is very interesting. So my intuition, I always tell people, they use pictures in my mind. They use thoughts or words, whereas my first message came so clear as a thought in my mind. It's not as easy as you and I communicating. It's like playing Pictionary with spirit, and they're always right. Maybe I might get it twisted, but they're always right. And then I use my feelings too. So.
Question for you.
Sure.
How do you turn it on and off, or is it on all the time?
Okay, so I'm so ADD that I can turn it off pretty easily. When I'm in the shower, I can really feel things because my mind is clear. But when I'm sitting in front of somebody, my intention and my focus are on them and to connect with them and to connect with their family, that I am immediately turning it on. Now, there are times when I'm sitting in my house or going next door to my neighbors, for instance, the other night for dinner, and she's like, do you have people here? And I'm like, well, not right now. And then I walk down the hall and I'm like, okay, well, then her daughter's, right there. But it just depends. It depends on, where I'm at. And usually I'm just so chaotic up here that I can turn it off. Some people, though, it's constantly on, but you kind of have to set that intent that I'm not communicating. I tell people when I'm working with them, you have to set your boundaries. You can communicate with me between these hours. These are my business hours for you. And it's just like telling your clients, hey, you can work with me between 2 and 6. That's it. That's all you get. And you tell them that. And they have to follow your boundaries. So it's kind of interesting.
The movie Sister Act. No, sorry. Ghost.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
Totally
I know where you're
different
going with
movies.
this.
You know how I know. Same Whoopi Goldberg though.
Yeah.
The part where, or just the fact that he will not leave her alone. Or do you ever get, I don't know, a spirit or something that will just not leave you alone?
Yeah, I've had that before. I actually kept getting a man and a girl that kept visiting me as soon as I moved into this house, which I moved in as a roommate here with my boyfriend, my now boyfriend. And I was like, there's a man and there's a woman, and they keep coming up. And he knew who they were, but so my boyfriend's very skeptical. So he was like, he would not tell me anything. So good for him. I'm glad. Don't tell me anything.
Yes.
It's fine. I'm okay with that. And so finally, like a week later, my head whips around because they keep showing up. It was for my neighbor. They were like, please go next door. Please go next door. So they will sometimes be very persistent. If that's the case too, I will be like, I'm going to need you to get your person to me. Because if I'm in a grocery store or with a patient, I can't just be like, oh, by the way, I'm a medium. I mean, there's a boundary for sure there,
Wow.
Your mom says hello.
Your mom, yeah.
Let me ask you this.
Your mom, Nancy, says hi.
Do most people have some ability or able to sense things, or is it a special few?
No, I think that we all have the ability. I think about, when I was a kid, feeling like someone was watching me, feeling like, oh, I feel like somebody's watching me, and putting the covers over my bed because I feel like there's a ghost.
And it wasn't the creepy neighbor Bob or anything like that.
Right. Right.
Not that time.
Wasn't anybody watching me.
That's horrible. Now,
So,
I guess it would be
but we
scary
do.
until you figure it out, right?
Right. I had some scary instances, like Whoopi Goldberg from Ghost instances, that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to wake up and there's going to be somebody in my body and nobody's going to know. And that never, thank God, happened. But it freaked me out at first. I didn't know what was happening or understand. And so it took me a few years to get on board and, go study with mentors and know what was happening. But I'm really grateful for it now, because having lost both of my parents, it's brought me healing. And, now I can bring healing to other people, because we hang on to those. Did I say that? do they know that I love them? Do they know that I was sitting there because for 3 days they couldn't communicate with me?
Right.
I was
right.
holding their hand the whole time. I never left their bedside. Did they know?
Right.
And they know all of these things.
Oh, wow.
Because they come through and they're like, they know you squeezed their hand, or they know that you were on this side, that you kissed their forehead. You know, it's amazing the things that come through. And
Yeah.
trust me, the jokesters, they will come through also. It's
I'm gonna come through with an vengeance. I'm
Yes,
just
you
telling you
will.
that right now.
Yeah.
you're going to come to me and be like, look, I'm going to need you to call this number.
I'm gonna wake you up at midnight, girl.
I know. Like, Sandy, my boundaries.
So Sandy, real quick,
Yeah.
when you put this on Lighthearted on your group
Yeah.
last week, did you respond to that at all, Jessica?
Not actually. I didn't see it until after Sandy messaged me and said and asked me if I would do it.
So we've
And then
never heard any of your
actually-
stories before, is what I'm saying.
You've never?
No, meaning because we talked about it a couple weeks ago. We did a whole thing on mediums and Ouija boards and stuff like that. So you didn't listen to that episode.
I did not.
Okay. Well, you
I
should.
did not.
But
No, there's
I
only
feel
like
bad now.
four.
No.
There's only like 4.
But
of
now
them
I will. I
listening.
will go back.
Yeah.
But maybe it's good that I haven't yet.
That's what I'm saying. I just want to see where you are.
Right. Yeah. We're on a clean level slate.
Right.
So Jessica, like, what's your pre-session like warm up? Well, like, do you have to do a certain thing or like get your headspace right or?
Yeah, I did that when I came home. When I was like, just give me like 5 more minutes. I was like, I just walked in the door.
Oh, okay.
Very nice.
I actually always like to activate my Reiki energy healing just to kind of set my space.
Yeah.
Just to really raise the energy and the vibration, because I want to be in good positive energy. I want to get rid of any negative energy. Not that I feel like I carry that around, but I mean, I have been with clients who hate the dental office all day, right? So.
Oh yeah.
Well, we do what we do.
Right.
But, you know, I mean, we just tend to, it's easy for energy to move. So I clear my space with my Reiki energy. I actually like to call in the archangels, my spirit guides, my loved ones, because my loved ones are part of my vocabulary. So sometimes they'll pop in and show me things about them so I understand what's going on with other people. So
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. So I guess, do we want to get a little thing going for Carlos?
You want to do that? Yeah, I would
Yeah.
love that.
Carlos?
So I'm ready, I
Okay.
guess, whenever you guys
ready?
are.
Okay, well, I'm just going to start with this and then I'm going to move forward. But since this morning and since I came home, I just keep getting grandmother, 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 grandmother. So I'm going to say that, and then I want to go, I don't like to just stick with that, but I know that I've had a grandmother with me. I say all day. She's probably been with me all day. Yes, because now she's going to be persistent. I was going to move on, and she was like, no, we're not going to move. You're not moving on. She seems to be now, she feels to me to be petite as far as her height. She's showing me a little extra weight around the middle. She's also showing me a little bit of struggle to get around. She's showing me there's pain in her knees and maybe even in her ankles. And I'm not sure if she used something. I know that my body wants to lean forward a little bit when I walk. She's definitely wanting her hair. She wants her hair done. There are curls and she gets it done. In fact, this woman that I see has like, you know how they cover their hair with, it's got the plastic. It's not an umbrella, but they put the plastic over it to cover the hair after they've had it done. And they'll tie it so the rain doesn't get on it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what she's showing me. Now, she's very particular. She's very opinionated, and she will tell you what she thinks about what's going on. She also expects people to have their manners. This woman, now, I know that I got grandmother, but know that she is an older woman who is grandmotherly because she's been with me for a while today. I know that I'm struggling with my breathing with this woman. I know that she's very loving. I know that the breathing is part of a sickness that is that has taken her life. Her sickness comes on, and she gives me the feeling that this happens over a pretty quick period of 6 months. So if she was sick before that, over 6 months, it went pretty quickly. And I know that she's lost weight when she gets sick. Do you know who this woman is? Do you understand the?
It sounds like my my mother-in-law.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me give
and
you
we
more
called
information.
her grandma. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That was how we just talked to her about her to the kids. We called her. We're going to grandma's house. You know what I mean?
Okay. She's very particular and persistent. When you're walking with her, she wants to hold your arm or someone's arm. She wants to hold on to someone's arm when she's walking with them. So I don't know if she needed a little assistance, while she's walking. There's a little cough that she's given me. I don't know if it's because her throat's dry or if there was a little cough that came. She's showing me something that she liked to eat that would have been in, I can't decide if it's in a napkin or a wrapper, but it looks like a cookie or a cracker that she's taking out of, I would say it's a napkin, but she's saving it for later. It's like, sorry, can you see me? I'm going to take some right now, and then I'm going to save some for later. Like she's going to wrap it up and put it away and save it for later. Do you understand this?
She wasn't a big eater,
right.
know? Like she would nibble.
So it was like, I'll have a bite and I'll save it for later. Also, in her purse, she would keep things that she would give to people, like little candies or little not snacks. She's telling me little pieces of things that she could give that were out of her purse. But definitely in her purse, she's showing me there are things that she's pulling out. I want to say candies, but she's also showing me coins that she's pulling out of her purse. And this looks like an older purse that may have even snapped shut. It's not necessarily one of the modern styles, but it looks like it has a clip where you have to open it like this.
Could it have been one of those chocolate coins?
Absolutely, because she gave me snack and she gave me coin. So absolutely. Does that fit for your mother-in-law?
Like there were a couple times where she had like little sacks around Easter time. The sacks that come with the chocolate and
the
you kind of
coins.
Yeah, and they're stamped and it looks like denominations on them and stuff.
Yeah.
And but she wasn't a big gift giver, and she liked little knickknacks, like Play-Doh. Play-Doh was her big thing.
Sure. Okay.
And that sounds like something that wasn't candy, but it was like, or Jacks. Remember Jacks?
Yeah.
Like marbles?
The rubber
Jacks,
ball with the little Jacks. Remember those? Stuff like she would do stuff like that.
Okay. Do you tower over her like you're much taller than her?
Not much, but yeah.
Because she makes me feel like you're much taller than her, and that you could almost swallow her in a hug. Now, this has a lot to do with losing weight too, as she got sick.
Yeah.
That you could really swallow her in a hug because she's lost a lot of weight, or lost some weight, she says. And she talks about needing a lot of help. She also gives me the feeling that you all were very close and that she was like a mother to you more than just a mother-in-law, that there was more of a relationship there. She calls you more of a son, not just, this isn't just that she's your mother-in-law. Do you understand this? This is important for her. You came into the family. She makes me feel like you came into the family and you came right in and were comfortable right away, that you were comfortable with people almost immediately, and that you were good at making people laugh. With sitting here, I'm not surprised that you can make people laugh, but that you can make her laugh as well. She's talking about, now I know you said she's not a big eater, but she's talking about meals of some sort that you all are having together because you're picking at the food. You're picking at some kind of meal that's being made, and there are several people around. It's not just the two of you all. There are more people around.
We didn't cook a whole lot.
Okay.
Like we went out a lot. Like as a family, like on Sundays
and
that kind of thing.
Holiday meal,
like buffets.
Yeah. I mean, she liked,
okay.
but she wouldn't eat a lot. She would just eat. She would nitpick at little things.
So I'm gonna see what she's talking about here, and I'm gonna keep moving on since that doesn't make sense. I will always own if I'm wrong. Like I said, sometimes I can get it wrong, but they're never wrong.
Yeah, the only things we did at the house were like birthday parties and cake and stuff like that. But
there's something she shows me you pick at, but she's standing there putting things together. So to me, it doesn't look like you all are out. That's why that didn't make sense to me. It looks like you're at somebody's house and there are things on the counter and there are a lot of people around.
No.
And you're picking at something. That's what it looks like to me. Okay. So if it doesn't make sense now, see if it makes sense later. Because sometimes things might make sense later, but I won't spend time on that.
Okay.
Because if it clicks later, it'll click later and you can message me. If not, we're going to push it aside and we're going to move forward. The other thing is she talks about you tend to be the center of bringing people together. She says whether you believe it or not, because she says sometimes you find that hard to believe, and that people are often drawn to you.
I am quite magnetic.
She also talks about something that you've done for her after she's passed that has to do with her service, that you've been instrumental in orchestrating. This has to do with, and I'm trying to see what she's showing me. She's showing me specifically something in the program. Did you pick something out that was going in her service? Because she's pointing at the program in the paper, in the program.
No, we had a real low key thing, so it wasn't anything real,
Okay, know that she is saying that you had some part in it and that she is very grateful. So whether you supported some decision that was made, she's saying that you really helped this along. There's a lot of emotion that comes through also.
I mean, it was a while ago, but...
She also says, why have you stepped aside? Do you know what that means? This has to do with family. Why have you stepped aside? And she's very, she comes through strong with this too. And this isn't something that you have to answer for me, but she's coming through with standing your ground and why have you stepped aside? Because she keeps telling me, interesting, matriarch comes through with her, but she brings you through as patriarch, like not with her, but that you take over as a leader of some sort. And there's a lot of pain that's still going through. I know you said this is a while ago, but there are still people that are hurting with this passing. There are still people that are struggling with her being gone. She says two in particular. She's giving me two people struggling with her being gone, that still emotionally, she says they emotionally put up a wall. Do you know who these two people are? She shows me a male and a female.
I suspect, but I'm not sure.
Okay. She shows me the female looks younger to me. Now, I don't think real young, probably close to our age. The male, I can't decide if he's younger or older than the female, but I know not far from our age. And there's a lot of emotion with this and a lot of heartbreaking with this. This has been hard to get past, and it's caused some turmoil with these two people. Okay? She is concerned about this. She wants to bring this forward. So know that she's bringing this forward for you. She's saying, why have you stepped aside? Why have you backed down? And wanting to make sure that you know that she supports you and loves you too. I don't always like to bring through, hey, your family loves you, because you know that. But that message did come through. I always want it to be very detailed. She keeps showing me I don't know if it's a necklace or a bracelet that's gold, and it has, it looks like a coin-sized, I don't even want to call it a charm, but it has a coin-sized
medallion.
Yes, on it. Do you know what that is? And I don't know if it's a necklace. It looks like a bracelet, but I can't decide if it's a necklace or. It looks like a bracelet to me because it looks like it doesn't have a long chain, but it looks gold. And yes, medallion would be the right way to describe that because charm is not right.
Without I go into too much detail, she had a thing for I don't know if it was a thing or if it was just a thing when I knew her. It was like gold coins like turned into like pieces. You know what I'm saying? Like pendants, right? Or whatever. It went into candy, but it was like like a gold coin or whatever.
Yeah.
And they put a little frame on it and they put it on a chin. I don't know what the deal was, but and then I remember one time we were watching one on TV and she was like, I like it. And then she ordered it and it was, dude, the size of a dime. And I remember her thinking, oh my God, it was
that's why she keeps showing me smaller. Okay.
It was a foot tall on the TV. And I'm like, well, yeah, of course it's not going to be the same size. And she was like, it's not going to be the size of a dish, And I just remember thinking that was hilarious because she was upset that it was so tiny.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, that makes sense. Because she's shown me this twice, so I had to bring it up. They like to show items, sometimes as evidence, sometimes so you have that memory that you can laugh at and remember that too. She shows me sitting in a particular chair and almost like she would have something next to her chair where she kept items that she could get to easier. Like there's I don't want to call it a basket, but there's something that she would put things in that she would lean down because she shows me leaning down and getting stuff beside her bed, beside her chair. And sometimes that something might drop a little too far and she's like out of breath trying to lean over further to get these items.
Yeah, she had her chair and like a little table with a lamp on it and had her little nail files and,
She shows me
remotes
the
and
chair fabric. Did it have flowers on it?
I think, what is it, paisley? Is that the design? Something like that.
Yeah.
She's showing me.
It wasn't a leather
fabric.
chair. It wasn't like a leather chair or something.
No,
one color.
It's definitely a fabric for sure. But it's in front of a TV.
Yeah, that sounds like a grandmotherly kind of chair, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. And my grandma had a recliner, so I'm glad she's shown me this chair.
Yeah.
But she is. You are very important to her, but I think that she is now wanting to share love with you that you were able to share with her.
Wow.
Like she's saying that this is really, really important because you are now stepping back and you're letting everybody else do their thing and shine, and you're stepping back with your family somehow and letting them do their thing, and she's wanting you to be able to step forward and have the love that you need. So she's wanting to give you the love that you deserve right now and wanting to make sure that you know that there are things. She says there are things that you still need to say, but it's not to her. It's not to her. It's to somebody here. And you believe that she would try to orchestrate something like this, right? Because she's trying to orchestrate somehow to help you, because that's the kind of woman she is. She wants to help put things together. She wants to help fix things, even if it maybe isn't her place to fix it. So you may need to talk to her and let her know what you need from her, even if it is to say, no, I don't want this, or no, maybe we need to leave this alone because her heart is hurting because she feels like your heart is breaking.
Wow.
And on the other side as well, that something's been torn apart, and that it's just from grief, not just. She says not just, is what she said to me. She corrected me, not just. But that it's from grief, that there's a lot of grief that's happened and a lot of emotion that's caused this coming apart. So the hug comes back the other way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm surprised nobody's crying yet. What the heck?
You almost got me.
Oh, man.
A second ago.
So close. I'm like...
Did you see me when I blocked the camera?
I try not to cry.
You know?
I saw that, Carlos. I thought that's what you were doing.
Well, I hope I hope that was helpful. It's very interesting to see medium to medium, I'm sure, the differences,
Yeah. Yeah, I got a lot to think about. And then I'm glad I got this recorded so I can listen to
replay
it
and revisit. Carlos, who did you say who came through with the other medium?
The same person, my mother-in-law.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
Mama's got it in for you.
Well, I don't know if it's like that. It's one of those things where, we always lived far away. You know what I mean? We were in Atlanta, and we were stationed overseas, and we were stationed in Pennsylvania, and we were all over the place. And then when we moved to Atlanta, and we got to spend some time together, like a lot of time, it's one of those things where, we found out that, we had a lot more in common than we thought we would have, being that she was an older woman from the South and I was a Puerto Rican dude from New Jersey. And it was just weird how I'd say we were friends, you know what I mean? Not just kin or, by marriage or whatever, but, we were just, kind of friends and stuff. So, yeah, interesting.
Yeah, the relationship feels fun, that you all could joke with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, and I'm hoping that you will remember whatever this is taking place. Maybe it is a birthday, but the picking at the food, because there's definitely banter going back and forth. So I hope that comes to you later, and it may. Sometimes for me, it's later, and I'm like, oh, now I know what that is. I know exactly. All so hopefully, and maybe it is meant to come to you later.
I'm gonna ask my wife and see if she can think of anything, because my memory is pretty much shit. You know what I mean? So
I hear you.
and
I feel that.
It's
Mine
funny.
too.
I had a patient today, and the doctor I work for is like a bear trap. His memory,
Oh gosh.
And he goes, "Is there something about extracting something?" And he was like, "Well, I did X, Y, and Z, and that was like 4 years ago." And I'm like, "How do you remember that?" He's like, "I knew it went a lot. It was just." And then I go, "I can't remember." He goes, "Watch this." He goes, "Carlos, what did you have for dinner last night?" And I go, chicken and veggies. He goes, "How about Saturday?" Pizza. He goes, "Friday." I'm like, I don't know. He goes, "See? You know what I mean?" He's like, "You got 48 hours before he forgets what it is." That,
my God.
It's frivolous details. I don't have time. And honestly,
right.
I'm trying to think of it, and I can't remember what it was that we had Friday night. It's like, it's legit. I can't remember what it was. And but anyway. But yeah,
you're gonna dream about it.
Yeah, really. I'm gonna ask my wife, what did we have for dinner on Friday? But that was interesting, man. That's pretty cool. That stuff always weirds me out in the sense that maybe I don't want to know kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because I think I can say without being feeling any kind of way about it. I'm a little emotional.
Oh.
Some of that stuff just stirred up memories that I haven't thought about in a long, long time. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Interesting.
So, Jessica, what do you think the weirdest thing that you've told someone and they went, yes? Like, yes. Can you think of anything that was like something that really stands out in your mind that you probably won't forget?
Oddly, no, I can't.
So it's like all run-of-the-mill type stuff for the most part, you think?
For the most part, I say that, but I'm sure that there have been plenty of things I've laughed at, but nothing that stands out where it's been so off the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No pennies coming up the door or floating through the air. Nothing like that.
Nothing like that. I will get a lot of scents that come up. Like people are like, how do I know when they're around? I'll get a lot of people will be like, this scent I was sitting in my house a couple weeks ago, and I was sitting here, and it was like 10 or 11 at night, and all of a sudden I got this campfire smell, and then it went away, and I was like, what the hell was that? And I was like, okay, who was that? It was for a reading the next day. So things like that will happen, which is really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
So they'll show up just randomly, or like they'll show up in my bathroom, and my eyes must like go back and forth or something, because Kason will be like, who's here? And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And there'll be somebody, and I'll describe them, and it's for somebody the next day. And sometimes for that person that was in my bathroom, poking around the shower curtain, joking with me, you know, I did get a name that was spot on, so it's always interesting.
Yeah.
The information, but nothing off the wall that I can think of. If I do think of it, I'll have to comment below, but nothing too off the wall.
So
do you do this
go ahead.
Commercially or for fun, or do you...
Yeah.
Where can people find you if they wanted to reach out to you directly?
So I've got my Facebook page, Jessica Tanzel Medium, and I have my personal page, but my website is jessicatanzel.com, and Jessica, or with 2 S's, and Tanzel is Tanselle. I do this over the phone. I do it in person. I'm lucky to have read for several dental hygienists across the U.S., so grateful for that. And I love doing this. So I do not only medium and psychic work, I've done a lot of health readings where I'm answering a lot of questions for people's health where they may be confused on answers. I do past life readings. I do Reiki energy healing. Life coaching. So all of it using my intuition, and it's been amazing how it's grown, and I love it. And I've been told that this will eventually be my full-time job. In fact, I got that message this past weekend. They were like, what are you waiting for? And I was like, I'm waiting to pay off my debt. And they're like, if you keep waiting. So, I keep getting messages. They're telling me.
If you build it, they will come.
They're like, just set a date. So,
interesting.
So like if I wanted to call you for a specific person, can you find those people?
I never guarantee it, but typically yes. There has only been one person that I haven't been able to do a reading for. And typically if you ask for somebody, I'll check in, hey, is the person that you've been looking for, have they come through? They're like, yes. If they haven't, I'll ask for a name and we'll pull them through. I will always say I never guarantee it. Maybe they aren't ready to come through, but typically, yes, they do come through. So I'll just take a name, but I won't get any other information because I don't want that information. The name, okay.
Yeah.
But
so this is getting a little heavy, but do you feel like there's a heaven and a hell, or do you think that these are spirits that are kind of caught in between? Because it's a second part to my question. Like, can you call people up? What if they're not upstairs? What if they're downstairs?
This is a great question. So
I was thinking the same thing, but I was afraid to ask.
Yeah, I don't feel like they're stuck in between. I do think that there are instances where people need a little help figuring out which direction to go. And I don't mean which direction, heaven or hell. I mean, like, I don't know how to move towards the other side. I have run into that, which is very interesting. I didn't intend to do that kind of crossing over work, but I have. And, yes. But most of the work I do, typically heaven, yes, they're in heaven. We all have that choice, no matter what we've done. No matter who it is, we have the choice to go to heaven and really learn from what we've done here. So we all have a choice. This is all part of our soul's path. This is all part of a lesson that we've learned. We've all come here. We've all made choices before we came here. We were like, we're going to come here and we're going to do this. So we go back. and we repent, or we, learn. So we go through and kind of like school, or I don't know what you would want to call it. I can't think of a good word, but I think everybody has that opportunity to go to heaven. Do I think there are dark beings out there? Yeah, but I don't really work with that stuff, so...
That's why you get all the positive energy going before you...
Yeah, I'm like, I don't deal with that stuff. I don't set the intention for that stuff, It's not the work that I do.
Got it. It's not okay.
I know that it's not for me. Not doing it. Mm-mm.
So leading into our collective question, because Carlos and I were talking about this before we called you. We talked about the Ouija board last couple weeks ago, and so we just want to hear from you. Like, what's your take on the Ouija board? Is it just a mumbo jumbo Monopoly game type thing? Is there something to it?
Don't mess with it.
Would you ever touch it? Yeah.
What's your advice?
This is really interesting because... So, okay, here we go. You ready?
Oh, gosh. Do I need a crucifix?
It really is what you set your intention to. So when I set my space, I'm like, we are all positive, love, and light. Mm-hmm, we are protected. If you're like, I'll communicate with anything, you've just opened a door.
Yuck.
Yeah.
Boom. So, there you go.
Yeah. So,
warning.
I actually did some seance work the other night. Actually, my friend Molly and I do seance work, and really it's just medium communication in the physical form. So it's not dark work. It's just taking it from mental mediumship, which is what you and I just did, to physical, where they might knock on the wall or they might move an item.
That's right? A little freaky.
So, and that's
don't
what
do that up in
here is, right? Right. So
not up in here.
Move the. We're not doing that.
Because my
house.
I
won't do that to you.
I actually found out last year that somebody did pass away in my house, in my bedroom.
Ugh.
However, I've never had any issues with bumps in the middle of the night or noises that I couldn't explain, stuff like that. So I think he had a heart attack or something like that. Yeah. His niece actually works with me, and just randomly she goes, "Oh, do you live in that house over there?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "That's where my uncle, he used to own that house." And I was like, "Oh, cool." And then she goes, "And he kind of died there." And I was like, "Oh, okay, thanks. Now I'm going to have nightmares." But I really didn't have any nightmares, and nothing's happened or anything. But
and typically our family wants to be with us, so they're not going to typically haunt a place. Yes, it happens, but typically it's because they're reliving a memory that they want to be in. So they want to be with us. So really, we are their heaven. They want to be near us. They want to be, helping us and guiding us and whispering in our ear going, "Oh no, don't do that." They want to.
I didn't know the guy. So, he's probably hanging out with her sometime or something.
Right.
She did say that she had some weird occurrences, nothing that was super scary, just the fact that they heard things or whatever, but not they were after them or anything like that. So maybe
malevolent.
Right. So maybe he found her new house and hang out there or whatever.
Yes. Well, and then kids too. When my dad passed, my nephew would be like, "Oh, there's Daddy Jack. Oh, there's Daddy Jack," and he was 2 or 3. Yeah. So it's always interesting how they show. So, but yeah.
So the other question I had was, so do they have their animals sometimes with them?
Yes.
Oh,
they do. Wait. Oh, they do. Animals come through a lot.
That's crazy.
I love it. In fact, I've had somebody's horse come through. I mean,
oh my God.
And that
was Mr. Ed.
Yes. And one of my friends was doing, yes. It was nuzzling up to her. And they can communicate. So I can communicate with people that speak different languages because they communicate in my language. It's,
right.
you know,
Yeah.
again, playing Pictionary, so it works really well. So,
yeah. So
but-
maybe we'll have to do me like off the air, because I would like there's a couple things that I would like to
cool.
you know, hear
Sounds
about. Just see what you can tell me. But
would
anyway,
love it.
so Carlos, what do you think? Like on a scale of 1 to 10 of your medium readings, you've had 2. So
Well, one was just, she was just, hey, this is what I see. Da 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 da.
Yeah.
You know, does this fit anybody out there? And this was more like in your face. You know what I mean? And
right.
I'd say about 93.6% of it made perfect sense. You know what I mean? I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
Well, I
maybe
love
some
that.
of it will later.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it, the other. I just can't. Like I said, I'm not saying I got mental problems, but I just can't. It might be something I overlooked because I'm always snacking at food. You know what I mean? So what do I know? You know, that doesn't mean
That's
that
hilarious.
that doesn't mean it didn't happen. It just means I just don't remember.
Right.
It happened.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, thank you
Well, do you,
so much, Jessica. That was
thank you.
that was amazing.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How'd you guys meet?
Who? Jessica and I
Yeah.
and me? On the group, Lighthearted.
Okay.
RGH.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's where I know like
Best
everybody.
group
'cause-
ever.
Thank you very much.
Well, she said, yeah, okay, that's right, because you did say, hey, there's a girl who's a medium. Let me see if I can get her on a thing. So, yeah, thanks for doing this. This was awesome.
Yeah, thanks for
Yeah.
having
And tell
me. I
us
enjoyed it.
tell us your contact information one more time.
So jessicatansel.com, and my phone number you can text or call is 502-341-9756, and my email is jessicatansel@gmail.com.
Cool. And then once we post the episode, we can tag you in that, and then you can put that in the comments too.
Perfect. That sounds
Because
great.
we know people are going to want to talk to their friends that have passed on. I mean, that's just, why not, you know?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks again.
Yes,
It's been
Jessica,
pretty cool.
thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
stay away from the Ouija boards. You know, I'm sure I don't have to tell you that.
No,
You
or me.
don't have to tell me at all.
No.
Right. I think all 3 of us are pretty good on that.
We're pretty good. Yeah.
For sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Have a great night. And
You too.
we'll be talking soon. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as always,
Go floss yourself.
yourselves.
You have no idea
Thanks,
what we're
you
talking
guys.
about. That's our tagline. It's not an
Go
attack.
floss yourself.
Go floss
I love
Go
yourselves.
floss
Yeah.
yourselves.
it. I love that.
Yeah.
Go floss yourself.
It's not an attack.
All right.
Sorry about that. All right.
You have an awesome evening.
You too. Thanks
cool.
so much.
Good night.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Want to take another one?
Are we taking pictures?
I don't even know what's going on right now.
Yeah,
Oh, there
I
it
don't
is.
know.
Okay, I'm hanging up.
I thought I was ending and I was taking pictures.
That's awesome. All right.
Have a good
Bye,
one.
guys.
That's
Bye.
hilarious. Bye, you guys.
Okay, Sandy, that was crazy with Miss Jessica Tansel. Tansel? Tansel. Anyway, she was awesome. Thank you so much, Miss Jessica, for doing that with us. And Sandy, let's wrap this up. This has been a long one. Where can people find us if they wanna find us?
So we've got offyourflosser@gmail.com.
Boom.
We've
messages.
got boom 25674 floss if they want to give a call, give a text, etc.
Yes.
Leave a voicemail. You can remain anonymous, no big deal.
Sure.
Facebook and Instagram, we are Off Your Flosser Podcast. So you can pretty much find us anywhere. And then I just realized we already had a Twitter. We just haven't been active. So that's Off Your Flosser Podcast on Twitter too.
There you go. So guys, please like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, be a friend, and share this.
Listen to a friend. No.
Yeah, and listen to these two friends right here. I'm Carlos.
Yes.
And she's Sandy Lee.
What's up?
And this has been Off Your Flosser, episode 26.
Episode 26 in the books.
So thank you, and go floss yourselves.
Go friggin' floss yourself.
Guys, have a great night. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.